Hey guys, it's Thefrxion here, Tiger112, however you call me, I don't really care, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And just 1 second, let me see if the free camera mod is working. Unfortunately it's not, because World of Tanks just released another micro patch, so I'll have to check into that later again. But today we're going to be playing the Czech tier 8 Skoda T27 premium medium tank. Which is an auto loader as well, and which was introduced, I think, 1 or 2 years ago. Like, I think it was introduced after they released the Czech medium tank tree quite a bit further down the line. So I think a lot of people that already had the TVP 50 /1 51 already kind of didn't really need this vehicle to grind their crew. But still, it's a very nice tank and a vehicle that is a lot of fun. Like, I'd have to say, generally speaking, autoloader are probably the most fun medium tanks that you can have, because usually they tend to have pretty good guns, decent or good mobility, and yeah, mostly no armor, but you know, you gotta give up something for all that crazy goodness that is your speed and your firepower. So what you can see right here is we're playing on Runeberg, and you can already see that the first 2 minutes of this game are basically all our team. What ended up happening right here was that there's a T92 harassing us, so he's going to be paying for this. And as you can see right here, that's the beauty of the auto loader. And I think the reload time in those vehicles like 20 seconds. But back on topic, you can see that the city over here has been quite easily abandoned by our team. Our heavy tanks thought that this position right here in the middle, this F line, this road, is like the most important part of the map, and they decided to abandon all the other parts of the map, and they rushed in here, and you can see that it cost them dearly. We just lost our defender, and we're going to be losing our IS-6 in a very short amount of time, because they're getting pummeled by the field. Now, the video title... oh, sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. I just swallowed like my spit. So, yeah. The title of this video is probably going to be something along the lines of patience is a virtue, because this game is going to show you exactly how important it is to have some patience, especially in a vehicle like the Skoda T27 that is very powerful in the right hands, but can kind of be very frustrating to play if you end up in a tight spot and you play a little bit too aggressively, or you play too passively. And a lot of those things, they're really important to how you play your tank, and you know, they contribute in the end to you winning or losing the game. So right here you can see that a T26E4 or the Super Pershing ME, we're currently holding this position right here. And the Super Pershing is definitely no newcomer to tier 8, or at least to the Super Pershing. He has 2 marks of excellence, so that is somebody who knows his handiwork in that tank. So we're holding this flank, this little town over here, and we've actually just been able to engage those medium tanks. We took out 2 of them, one of them the Revalorise, and the other one the T34-2, a tier 8 Chinese medium tank, and a tier 8 premium French medium tank, the Mutant M4 if you so want. But we still somehow lose our FV4202 that was hiding in that little cove, and you can see the amount of tanks that we have lost in that little alleyway is just baffling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks, and most of them were dead by the first 2 minutes. And unfortunately, artillery on the enemy team just knocked out our T26E4. And now the waiting game has begun, because we're not going to be attacking a full HP Progetto 46, and this is going to be a very awkward scenario now for us. So right now, at this moment in time, in my mind, since we don't have the free cam in game, We're not going to be using the free cam here on the mod or replay either, because that would be a little bit of cheating. But basically my way of thinking in this current predicament was that we have a guard tank and we have a Scorpion G holding the base. And you can see that the KV4 is almost full HP. We have a Chrysler K where we don't know what the HP count is currently at. We have 3 enemy artilleries and we have a Progetto 46 that is right next to us. Or last spotted next to us and is probably going to be making some moves. So right here, this is very awkward for me because what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to leave this flank, potentially leaving this Progetto 46 unattended? And as you can see, he's made a move. He's almost full HP, and if we would go into a direct one-on-one engagement, I think I would probably be able to win it, but I'd still have to reload an additional clip and I would lose a lot of HP. And especially with artillery right here, it would make the odds very uneven, and I was not willing to take this kind of risk because I knew I was already safe in this position. Unfortunately, our guard tank just was annihilated by the T28, no, by the KV4, but he managed to hold out a very long time, and thus he managed to give our artillery and the Scorpion a bit of time to deal a bit of damage to both of these tanks. While he was kind of in a little alcove or like a destroyed building, and he was holding the position right there. But he was like low the entire time that he was there. So right here we have a very awkward situation. Am I supposed to fall back and assist my team? Or, yeah, like right now, I think the worst thing that I could do is to run away. If I run away, this Progetto 46 has me spotted the entire time. He's gonna have me spotted for a bit. So if I run away, I'm still going to be proxy lit for about 3-4 seconds. That will allow artillery to put one into me when I'm trying to get away. And it will allow the Progetto 46 to pretty much take me completely up from behind and just wreck my vehicle. And I thought I would be rather safe staying here unless there's another tank coming in. So I was a bit worried right here, but you can see that the Scorpion G is playing very well. He's spotting the tanks without getting spotted himself, and he managed to do some damage to the KV4, which is now only at 109 HP, as well with artillery. He manages to take him out. I think he's going to get spotted for that, but he's playing a very interesting and a very clever game. This game was only really possible because of the Scorpion G and because of the guard, so big props to both of them. And you can see now that the enemies are they're panicking, they're trying to push, but not really. And now they've maneuvered themselves into the spawn where we know that they are, and the Chrysler K gets hit by a massive 500 damage round of the Su-14 and 2. So that leaves us with a T-28 prototype, Progetto 46, and 2 artillery pieces versus the Scorpion G and me. So right here, I just wanted to show you guys what is happening right here. So you can see I am aiming at this T-28 prototype. I'm not trying to shoot him because I know he is going to be able to hit me, while my potential, my chances of penning him with standard ammo from this range without taking a long time to aim, I think let me just check. What is my pen on this? Can't even see it. Something along the lines of 270 millimeters or something like that. So I know that this T-28, he's not going to be a danger if he's coming closer to me because artillery is going to be able to finish him off. So I stay here, and I notice that the Progetto 46 has decided to move away. That's exactly what I have mentioned previously. This Progetto 46 was constantly at this building right here. So I was on the other side. I was able to proxy spot him, he was able to proxy spot me. So the awkward scenario right now is that he's moving away. I can still see him because I was proxy spotting him for so long, and he's still kind of actively lit by me. And I noticed that he's actually moving up to the 0, and probably he's going to move around to flank me. So that's exactly what I put my attention to right now. And I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe he was not actually flanking me. And then I see the Progetto 46 pop up. I unfortunately bounce a single shot off of him, but I only take a single shot of damage, and that was very important. This is incredible team play by artillery right there that managed to take him out in the end, by the Scorpion G who moved up with me, and he knew that that the T-28 is there, and he didn't stay back here. He moved up, so he was able to put a very big round into the Progetto 46, and that allowed me in the end to only take a single shot of damage, and that was very, very important. So now it's a 3 versus 4 scenario. They have completely played their they've completely wasted their numbers on us. The heavy tanks they just basically wasted their entire life. And now this is going to be very awkward. Now you can see I've loaded APCR. I'm ready to take on this T-28 prototype, and I want to take him out before I go for artillery. But at the same time, what I don't want to happen is to get spotted by the T-28, get fired on by artillery, maybe get one-shotted because this tank doesn't have a lot of armor, and then the Scorpion G is going to be on a one-on-one situation with this T-28. Now it's very awkward. Just about 30 seconds before, this T-28 prototype was right there. We have moved forward during that time. This T-28 prototype has disappeared. Now, just imagine all of us super irritated. Where did this T-28 prototype go? He had two choices. Either he went all the way over here, back to their base, but he would not be able to do that in time, so I should be able to spot him. So the only way where he could have went is actually to our base. And that's where we spot this boy just in a second. This T-28 prototype, as you can see right there, is actually hauling ass. He's going towards our artillery. We fire because we spot him. We see the red silhouette. We are not able to take him on. He knows he's spotted. He disappears again. And I decide right here that I'm going to go for artillery, because artillery is going to be the dangerous kind of vehicle in this scenario. Because if we do not take care of artillery and we chase this T-28 and he manages to spot us and maybe put a shell into us, artillery is going to be able to put another one into us. The chances of us losing this game now are very slim, but that doesn't mean they're not there. So what you have to do in a situation like this is prioritize. You know that the T-28 prototype is a slow tank, and the Scorpion G has the exact same idea. He moves up, we move up, we take out both artilleries now in a second. I do not want to get hit by that M4043, and we've made this 4 or 5 versus 8, I think, engagement into a 1 versus 4. And the majority of the props definitely go to the Scorpion G and to the guard, because their defensive play with artillery together, okay, I'm gonna give props to Artie as well, managed to save us this game. We were able to defend and attack at the same time, and we were able to completely neglect the deficit that we had at the beginning with the heavy tanks that we lost very early on. So right here you can see we win this game, 5 kills done, 3,449 damage, and another 950 damage assisted. And yeah, but the real heroes right there are the Scorpion G, artillery, and the guard, because they managed to hold off an advance of like 4 or 5 tanks, and they picked them off one by one, and it was a very smart play. Everything worked. We didn't really have to communicate at all. I think it was like this understanding of what your ally is going to be doing right there that kind of gave you like it's on the one hand it's satisfaction, on the other hand it's also like the calmness to know, okay, let me just figure this out. We're gonna win this. Let's just take a time, take a breather, and we're going to go into this and we're going to be successful. Even in the end, the artillery ran away from the T-28 prototype. They didn't have to. They could have just faced and maybe like shotgun the T-28 if he moved up. But they decided to move away, let me go in there, spot him right here with this little bush and the tree I think it's just a bush, and take out this T28. This poor lad right there, he didn't have the view range. His entire tank was probably just laid out for maximum amount of damage, and he was spotted very early on. He didn't spot me when I was there, and he was back there. So yeah, in the end, it was a game that that was quite weird at the beginning. We had like a lot of the advantage at first, then we lost the advantage because they managed to just overcharge the city area, and then we were on the defense, and then we were able to switch it again. So this is one of the best games of World Tanks that you can have. A game where it's like super close, where you work together with your team without even having to communicate, where you can rely on your team, where you do everything right, and where your patience is kind of rewarded, where like just being aggressive and very dynamic is not going to give you like a win, where sometimes you just have to have patience, you have to sit back, you have to analyze the situation, and then if you have analyzed it, you have gotten like the conclusion, and if that conclusion is right, I think that's one of the best feelings. So I hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay commentary. As always, if you did, comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.